So welcome to my video. Thanks for clicking in. I really am humbled. This is Rabbit Culture of Narcissist Ninjas. Come see us on Facebook. Sorry for the blasphemy. Yes, I'm Canadian, right? So part of our culture is to worship the Queen. However, I was not down with that after Princess Diana died, so I have never been a supporter of the monarchy since. Hence, sorry. Anyway, today we're going to be looking at this queen right here, Lori Vallow-Daybell. So here she is, Giggles. I think that's what everyone should call her, Giggles. She doesn't seem to be too affected by the death of her children. All smiles. I don't think this is psychosis. I think it's being so high on the narcissistic scale that she is the queen. She is the leader. She did say she was going to save the world, right? And we have to realize that I guess there can be an element of delusion in narcissistic psyche, but I think it's just totally manipulation, and she's doing a great job of it, right? This competency situation to me is a way for her to control the narrative. Excuse me. And her mask is definitely not fallen yet. And I don't think it will. Unless her hobby takes a turn. I don't see anything changing. Giggles. So Charles Vallow, pictured here, was one of Lori's many husbands. And he was the one that seemed to be the most adamant of trying to hold her accountable for her behavior and her craziness. And there's multiple pieces of evidence that show how he tried to get help in the guise of how getting help for her. But I think, to be honest with you, those calls, those situations involving the police and so on were a cry for help for himself. And this case hopefully is going to highlight how difficult it is for male victims of abuse to ask for help and to be taken seriously through the legal system. There are multiple pieces of evidence that show Charles tried to contact the police and get her examined. And it doesn't look as if the police took him seriously. If they had have taken him seriously, quite possibly those children could still be alive today. So there have been some new documents that came out recently, and I will link I've got a bunch of links for the bottom. So many people have been involved with this story, and so much work has been done. I don't go into the details of the case as much as what I like to do is analyze personalities and to come up with psychological answers and to identify narcissism. That's my it's my passion, really. So what is interesting, this is just the start of a document here, but it's proof that one of the pieces of proof that Charles Vallow was very concerned about what was happening to Lori Vallow, right? He tried, when I see him reaching out to authorities to talk about her mental health, I believe in my heart he was saying he was scared for himself. She even threatened him on numerous occasions, right? And there's evidence here, there's even texts that show that she was planning to harm him. Again, very disgusting, extremely disgusting. So here's another text that was sent by Lori. Just got home and got JJ to sleep. Let's go spiritually tonight and work on him. We give the timing to the Lord, but we don't need to relent. This is war. Jesus. This is war. Talking about her child. A veiled threat. We give the timing to the Lord. To me, that's saying something like, hey, he'll die on the Lord's time, but hey, if we got to help it out, okay, we'll do that. Jesus. You cannot tell me, what kind of person receives that and doesn't do anything about it, but goes along with her, right? So that person is equally as sick. And to me, they need to have charges too, because they knew what was happening, in my opinion. I mean, the thing is, they get away with crap like this because they're not direct. They're indirect, so they can say, oh, that didn't mean that. That meant something else. Like, the problem with narcissists, the reason they become so abusive and so horrendous and can do these things is because people around them enable them. And they're equally as bad. They're just as freaking bad. You want someone to like you so much that you're going to go along with their sickness. It's disgusting. And you know what? Charles Vallow tried. He tried to get help. I think he was not able to identify exactly what was going on. And I think he was trying to get help for himself. And when you confront a narcissist, you have to be careful. He wasn't aware enough. At the point where I started confronting narcissists in my life, I was extremely aware. I put in extra security in my house. I got an extra dog. I watched my back. I watched people I talked to. I watched the internet. I mean, I was extremely, probably hyper vigilant, because I know the depth of narcissists when they are confronted. They don't care. They will go to any length to keep their mask up. And that's her. The cracks were starting to come out. I believe, Tylee, I believe she was starting to uncover some cracks, and she was only a kid. So you can only know so much as a kid. And I think she saw her as a threat, because she was starting to question and come out and look at the behavior. And then, of course, Charles Vallow, look what happened to him when he confronted her and started asking questions and started basically, he had set up an intervention for her, and she found out, and a day or two later he was dead. That's how narcissists do it. They will do anything to cover up their own sickness. So this is the Grim Reaper. Yeah. Daybell. Chad Daybell. I think Lori saw him as an easy target. You look at it, she considered him as having some kind of prestige in the community, in the spiritual community that they were in. He had so many books published. He was giving speeches and courses, and he seemed like a guru to her, even though he's dumb as heck. Dumb as a rock. I suspect, he married the love like very young, probably didn't have a whole lot of experience on the sexual realm. And I think she put it on him really hard, and he got confused. And it looks like that Lori might be a sexual narcissist, meaning she uses her sexuality as a method of control. And if you look at the relationships in her life, the men were completely controlled by her. Even, you wonder about that brother of hers, right? She had some kind of a sick hold over him as well. He murdered for her. And it makes you wonder, right? Since her whole main essence was her sexuality, it just gives question. The level of dysfunction is so friggin' high. And see, again, what happens, people around these people don't question them. Can you tell me no one in their life didn't see the dysfunctionality of that relationship of her with her brother? And then again, she's a master at her craft of manipulation and acting. So she shows the perfect image, right? Therefore, no one sees this relationship with her brother is off. This guy here can break open the narcissistic veil. I don't know about his little diagnosis. I haven't figured that one out yet. I don't think it's narcissism as much as just not the brightest crayon in the pack. So let me find here. I'm going to find an expert of one of Daybell's books. It's called One Foot in the Grave. This is it. It says, some people just call me a grave digger, but my official title is cemetery sexton. However, a 4-year-old visitor once called me the sexy one. That is inaccurate, but kind of catchy. What the living heck was that? Even if that happened, would you document it in a published piece of material? A 4-year-old called him sexy, so he kind of liked it. Just one of these. Yeah, to me, he's just a creep. He's just a creepy, dumb guy that was swooped up by someone who had a lot of sexual experience. Weirdo. Image is everything, right? To date, she's still equipped with her mask. She's manipulating the system. She's manipulating, it seems, everyone around her, including the professionals that are around. She probably has some flying monkeys that are helping her out. And her mask is definitely not off yet. Like I said earlier, the only possibility I believe with her mask being removed would be if Chad got a wake-up call. And I don't know how realistic it is to think that that will happen. He can blow the lid off the case, and he can blow the lid off her. Who knows if he was involved with any of the murders, but he definitely was involved with the remains. Remember, he's a grave digger, right? So he took care of the grave part in the backyard. All we can hope for is that those children were not aware of what was happening. Hopefully they were unconscious and didn't have to look in the face of evil as they were dying. Narcissists make me sick. All right, guys. Peace out. Protect your family. Protect your kids.